Uranium friends, let's have a look at CCJ. Maybe we can glean some action out of this thing. 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 4-hour chart, daily chart. So, quick look at daily. Waterfall drops, they result in bounces, oversold bounce, underway, still underway, even though there's a pullback here, right? So, the biggest, most important level that we now have on CCJ is this bottom of this fear low. And we are going to be looking to see, everything's getting jammed up, and we're going to be looking to see if it holds. That's really essentially all that matters, right? So daily oversold conditions, everything dropped in the markets. We know that uranium has been weak for a while. So there's nothing special about this bounce. It has done nothing in any way, shape, or form to change the look of this daily chart, right? Continued downtrend. Big deal, right? So I've been talking about the 4-hour chart, and it's really what I want to highlight here, and why I say that the 4-hour charts are important across the board. So we're just going to take a little bit of a look in the history of since this whole thing has began, right? So it makes its new high in June, May, June area, and then it's just starting its drawdown. We've all had that big pop now, but look, the 4-hour chart, even though it had this big move, great move, everybody was excited. Everything's going to change. We're back in action. Took out resistance levels. Never changed the trend. And what is a trend change? What does it look like, right? So here's a 4-hour trend change. You ready? Here's your low. There's your move up to the high. There's your next move up to make a higher low. There's your move up to make a higher high. That is a trend change. That's the stuff that we're looking for. And you decide what chart time frame you want to reference your trend changes in. But that's what the trend change looks like. I'm not saying that it's changing the long-term trend and things are on. You need to get the equities need to get a change on the short-term time frames before the long-term trends can change, right? So there's going to be a lot of work to do to get the long-term trend to change, to get this back. There's a lot of work to do. Okay, but these fear bottom lows, let's look at this fear bottom low. What is this? So this in late January, okay, fear bottom, like a big old dump, right? It got the trend change and then continued on. So we're literally, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that look. So what has occurred on the 4-hour? Well, we've got our bounce started. Now we're looking for the higher low, wherever it occurs, if it occurs. Now, the possibilities of losing this trend change, or losing the possibility of the trend change get lost. There are certain metrics that start to put in red flags, right? So Fibonacci retracements are one of them. But we are looking for a 4-hour higher low, and we are looking for that bounce to then result in a 4-hour higher high. Now, it doesn't have to go in a straight line. It could do something to this effect. It could bounce here, and then it could start chopping a little bit for a while, right? Until it makes that trend change. That's what we're looking for. I don't know how it's going to occur. I don't know if it's going to occur. It's what I'm looking for. That's the part that says, okay, there's a chance now. We get a 4-hour trend change. The chances increase that this bottom was a good temporary bottom. That's all it does. That's all it tells us. Doesn't mean that it can't go back and revisit in a week or two. Doesn't mean it can't go lower, but that's what we're looking for. So how do we know if the trend change, the possibility of the 4-hour high or low is in jeopardy? Well, if you just take this action here, let me just try to If we just take this action, I got to kill that. I knew that was going to happen. If we just take this action here, this is the 4-hour candles. If we just take this action, all right, we're looking for the pullback. What can we do to say, all right, well, it's good or it's not good, or the chances are good or the chances are worsened? Well, we can run Fibonacci's on that run because we've gotten our pivot. Once you get a pivot on any time frame, you can run a Fibonacci retracement on that run. So, and that's exactly what I'm doing because this, at the moment, is a bull flag. Let's see. And there's already, this, this is not going to be a good deal here. I can tell already. So there's already the chances are lessened that this bull flag confirms because, as far as the Fibonacci retracement rules are concerned, you really ideally want to hold the 38% retracement. It did not. It's closed below it. It's actually now tapping on a 50% retracement. So the yellow flag comes out when the 38% retracement is breached. Red flag comes out when the 50% retracement is breached. So it starts to become an issue where it's less likely that this bull flag confirms, which is pretty much the case right now. So it's becoming more and more less likely that it confirms. Okay, but we are still searching for the higher low. Right. So a little bit of a yellow flag with the Fibonacci retracements as far as the bull flag is concerned. So all that matters now is, do we hold this level? Okay. There's probably going to be an area of interest right here. So if we don't bounce tomorrow, the next place that I'm going to be looking to hopefully set a higher low is at this golden pocket, 61% retracement. If that doesn't hold, well, then it's truly problematic, and the chances are lessened much more that this bottom holds, that this bounce has a chance of getting any legs. All right, so that is the deal with that. And that's what trend changes look like. That's what we're trying to find. So the other thing of interest, which no one's probably paying attention to, but I'll point it out. There's a big volume. There's a decent volume increase here. So this action is, capitulatory, but there's always buyers in here. There are buyers in here, right? This is what's pushing it up. Starting to see some seller exhaustion. And that's what capitulation looks like, right? You get these high volume sell offs where everybody throws in the towel and they can't take it anymore, blah, blah, blah. And you get the volume behind it saying, giving you a little bit of a confirmation. But we do have an increase in volume here in general, right? So there's trading going on here, and that's the first good sign. We want we want some trading. Believe it or not, everyone hates the traders, the short-term traders, but the short-term traders are the ones that are pushing the name, that are bringing in the volume, that are putting pressure on shorts. I would assume that there's very few shorts left in this name, except maybe shorts that are playing a weekly chart, maybe. But even then, I'm starting to like, if I'm short, if I'm a genius, and I shorted up here. It was not the hardest thing to do for the most part, right? But I'm that genius, and I'm still holding on to my shorts. I'm starting to really think about covering, because even the weekly is coming into RSI levels that are starting to be oversold. So, as a short, if I put my bear glasses on, I'm starting to think about getting out of that play. So I like the increase in volume. I like that we finally have 4-hour consolidation. I don't like that it breached the 38% retracement and is now testing the 50% retracement. I do like that we still have plenty of room to make a higher low. That's the deal on CCJ. Now you can look at, we try to find differences, right? So behavioral changes, for lack of a better term, right? So if you look on these short-term charts, this is the 5-minute, this is the 15-minute, you look at them in their entirety. Let's just look at this 15-minute chart. Why is that in the 4-hour? All right, so hold on. Sorry. Let's look at this 15-minute chart here. because I have it marked. That was a falling wedge. That was a falling wedge bull break, zero follow through. You're starting to get like instead of like the V shape where it just puts no supports in, no price supports in to maybe help with the test, give you a bounce. We're starting to put price supports in, right? And that is one of the keys to early bounces. Okay, so we're starting to get some levels that now bulls are going to be able to work with. There are levels that they can work with. It doesn't matter what chart you look at. It's going to be there's levels that bulls are working off of, right? So I would suspect that this level right here, this 3630, is gonna if it gets down here, it's gonna run some stops. Would be my guess, right? So early, full aggressive bulls are once this low gets set by taking out these highs, they're in. And this is your little push of these super aggressive bulls. Now, without a doubt, including myself, a super aggressive bull on something like this, I'm trimming up here, even though I made these entries and I feel like, hey, maybe I caught the bottom. I'm still trimming up here, right? So I'm sure some of them did sell. As far as this chart is concerned, there is no change other than the fact that this bounce is slightly different than the other bounces, right? So a lot of the other bounces were good bounces were V-shaped, so yet, but you still have work to do here. The name is in a downtrend, and it's going to remain that way on the longer term time scale until these shorter terms go. So everybody should care about the 4-hour chart, whether they are day traders or swing traders or holders or whatever, right? They should care about this chart and they should care about the 4-hour charts anywhere in the space. It's the spot to be looking right now to say whether this bottom holds or not. Over and out.